and made it to Thursday this week. Totally confused about my options about buying a new place. It's all well and good to get the sale out of the way, which is a great thing, but now the pressure's on to choose the right place. I've got two main options, I think. I thought I had three main options in Kewarra Beach, but then I just discovered today, looking at the fine print, the place is a bit run down and with reasonable price because of that, very poorly presented. The problem with it is that it's tenanted up until November this year. So I'm presuming they're on a lease agreement. I could email the agent, just confirm that, but I think that explains why the place hasn't been sold. Because obviously a lot of buyers want to move in, they don't want to be investors. And it does look fairly ordinary, needs a bit of work, but you'd get it at a decent price. So I'll put my own stamp on it, that doesn't worry me so much. The one I thought had slipped between my fingers is one in Cottesloe Drive, which is right up towards where the highway is, so it's a fair distance from the beach, but not too bad, certainly walking distance. That's been relisted. It was listed as under contract, so it looked as though it was sold. Someone's obviously pulled out within the cooling off period, the 5 working days, and it's been relisted. And now they're actually asking for 420 offers better than 425,000. Before that they were saying offers over low 400s, that's all they said. So they've actually changed the ad a little bit. It's a very nice block of land, but it's quite large, so it'd be a fair bit to look after, a lot of grass, and that could be cut down, of course, you could change with a bit of landscaping. But it would certainly use up a lot of my finances. Mind you, I do have the ability to top up my finances by selling shares, so that is always an option while the stock market is in reasonable shape, which it certainly is at the moment. So, got a few options. The other place is actually in the right price range. It's only a very small block. The only problem is it's got a pool, and I don't want to be paying for a pool. I don't want a pool, so why should I pay for it? And that one's asking for offers better than 350, so that's quite comfortably in my price range. But if you do buy a place with a pool, you've got to pay the maintenance on the damn thing. Oh, the other thing about the Cottesloe Drive one I'm a bit iffy about is it's got a gas oven, which means you have to get bottled gas up here, so that would add to the expenses a little bit, I guess. Although there is an advantage of having a gas cooking when you've got a blackout, which I did encounter here for 24 hours. I have an all-electric apartment, and I paid the price because of that. Oh, it's a warm day today. I'm trying to get my Monteith dark beer, and I'll get the bus back because it weighs a fair bit, because I've got to buy a slab. So yes, so it's exciting looking at options. I might go for an inspection this Saturday on that Cottesloe place. Only problem is I can't really put an offer in right now. It'll be conditional on the fact that my settlement goes through. That situation will change in 3 weeks, and then I'll be able to go ahead with putting an offer in, which will be unconditional, which is obviously the best way to go. But it doesn't hurt to talk to the agent. I'd like to have a look at the place, and it's very pleasant going up to Kewarra Beach, so happy to do that. I don't know why I pushed that button. Anyway, it's the most useless pedestrian crossing on earth, this one. So that's basically where I stand. I just love the area though. I was just looking on Street View in the Kewarra Beach area, and it's so nice because sure, it's suburbia, which is something I've never been thrilled with that much, a bit more of an urban guy. But the advantage is it's got all that natural bushland around and bushwalks and things, and then the beach, just natural beauty, and quite a pleasant place to walk around, quieter, and there's a major shopping centre just down the road from where that house is located, and they've got a pharmacy and they've got a chemist and a medical practice, so it's got the basics. You go to Smithfield for other stuff, for the main shopping and what have you, but at least you can get some basic items locally, which is good. So yeah, it's and like I said, the area is lovely. It's just chalk and cheese compared to being here, because you've seen me do this walk many times, and it's always a lot of traffic. Yeah, it's convenient, but it's not a great lifestyle. I want to be able. This place would have has a rear veranda looking onto a national park, so there's no neighbours at the rear, and it's a beautiful garden, and it'd just be lovely to be sitting out the back, not having to worry about the constant noise that I have to put up with in the apartment, because it's not just neighbours, it's the creche, and it's the commercial business there. That's quieting down a bit, but so overall, and then there's holiday apartments on the other side. If the kids aren't screaming from the creche, they've got kids screaming from the opposite side on the weekends. So not much of a respite. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to lifestyle change. The place that's actually rented up to the 21st, till November this year, would actually be feasible if I knew I could travel to Vietnam, because that would work out well. I could get rent and not be paying any rates on a place that I'm not using. I mean, I'd be getting a return on it while I'm away. So that would have worked out well, but to be quite frank, I just don't know when we're going to be allowed to travel overseas. It seems like more a dream now than a reality. You know, this overreaction to the coronavirus is just out of control, and I think Vietnam will open up before Australia allows us to get there. The first place you'll be allowed to go to will be Singapore. Now, I don't know what's going to prevent you from travelling from Singapore to Vietnam. Maybe the Australian government will tell them not to allow any Australians to come through their immigration. I don't know. I don't know how that works, because once you allow someone to come to a hub like Singapore, you can get a connecting flight to Vietnam, and I don't know how they're going to be able to control that with the Vietnamese. Maybe there is a way. They may just put a blanket ban on anyone with an Australian passport getting in. But otherwise, I don't know. To me, Singapore doesn't do me a great deal of good. I mean, sure, it gets you into Asia, but it's an expensive place to be. The very first place I want to go is Penang in Malaysia, because it's an interesting place and a hell of a lot cheaper than Singapore. So yeah, like I say, Singapore's Asia light in my opinion. So it's okay. It's an attractive place and it's reasonably safe, but it's not as challenging as a place like Vietnam or Thailand, or yeah, it's just even Malaysia's a little edgier. Not real edgy, but it's a little edgier. So yeah, I don't know, but it looks as though we may be able to fly into Singapore in July, I think. Well, it's Saturday morning in Cairns. Presumably the waiting period for purchase is over, the cooling off period, so that's good news. I'm heading off to Kewarra Beach. Actually, the breeze ain't too bad. Nice sunny day. There's an inspection on at 10:30, and I'm actually leaving at I'm getting the bus that's going at 8:45 from the main bus stop in Lake Street, mainly because it takes about an hour to get up there, and I want to just check out the area before I do the house inspection. So and there's only a bus every hour on Saturday, so that's why I'm walking up there, because I can't make the connection. You see a lot of ambulances around here. Yeah, so I could take a bus there and get a connection and get a daily bus, but the trouble is that there's not enough buses on Saturday. It's only Monday to Friday where the service is really quite good. Otherwise, you've got to be careful. However, anyway, it's good. I also did some searching yesterday, and I found an Airbnb place in Kewarra Beach, about 5 minutes walk apparently from the Language Institute there, so that's pretty central. And they're only asking a little over $1,000 for a month. And considering that friend Lynette, she's not sure exactly what her situation's going to be with her accommodation, I think it might be safer than we just get an Airbnb place. The other thing is I want to be in Kewarra Beach. That's where I really want to stay, so it'll get me down to my desired location on the 21st of next month, and hopefully I'll have my own place to move into a few weeks after that. So I may not even use the whole month, but she get the woman running the Airbnb gives a 37% discount for monthly stays, so that's pretty good discount. So I can afford to basically leave early if I need to, if I've got my own place. The other option is I could carry out renovations on my own place and have a place to kip at night that's away from it. So either way, I think it'd work out well to probably try to get this month arrangement, because it's the only time I've seen a place in Kewarra Beach which isn't super expensive. That's very reasonably priced. So I think she probably mainly has students there. So anyway, I'm not sure. I haven't heard back from her. She's got this strange notation saying there's 2.5 baths in the place. Now I'm not quite sure what exactly that means, so I just asked her to clarify it for me, but I haven't heard back from her. I sent a message to her yesterday late afternoon and haven't heard back yet. We'll see what happens. But anyway, it's been warm weather. This year's been a bit strange. That I remember when I came back from Vietnam last year, the weather became cool pretty quickly, and I got back just before March, about the 28th or I don't know, 27th, 26th of February, and it was pretty hot for 2 weeks, and then it cooled down. Now we're up to the 26th already in March, getting near the end of the month. It's still pretty warm. Feels like summer still. The only thing that's different is that the days are getting shorter, but the air's still pretty hot. Again, that could be me rather than the weather, but I'm not sure. Gee, it's very quiet in the morning on a Saturday morning out in Cairns. I rarely get out this hour. I'm more likely to do this up at Kewarra Beach because they've got nice places to walk. But here it's just basically for transport purposes. Get myself to the bus station and get up to the beach, which will be good. Looking forward to it. Wait for me? Great, thank you. Oh geez, some of these drivers, they're just amazing. They won't cut you any slack as a pedestrian. I think she's got government plates, that'd be right. They're the worst. They've probably seen my video. Oh yeah, right. Not really, I don't think so. I don't think I get that many views. Because YouTube sort of basically, I'm sure is throttling my channel. Although I am getting more subscribers, slightly more than. It is building up very, very slowly. But I never get more than about 100 views per video, so that's pretty well been anchored at that level for some time. In the past, occasionally got a couple of thousand, and that's when it got distributed widely, but those days are over, I think. I'm basically avoiding politics mainly with these videos, and getting on to more, things like house hunting and what have you. Anyway, this place in Kewarra Beach, the Airbnb place, actually includes a breakfast, so yeah, it gets a fairly good write up from the reviews. So yeah, it sounds okay. She's got a pool, not that matters to me, but I guess it's a pleasant place to have a meal next to the water, as it were. So the place I'm looking at today doesn't have a pool, has a beautiful backyard garden. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.